In this video, I'll explain you the basics of ISO 27001 Foundations course. So, who is it intended for, how is it structured, how long does it last, how you need to prepare, and I'll also show you how the lessons look like using an example from Advisera's free ISO 27001 Foundations course. So, who is it intended for? So, basically it's intended for beginners who have no experience with ISO 27001 and want to learn the very basics of this standard. Typically, this would include, let's say, the members of the project team that implements ISO 27001, or maybe someone who already has a considerable experience in other ISO standards or with cybersecurity and simply wants to learn about the standard itself. This course usually lasts 1 day, so 8 hours. And when you compare it to, let's say, ISO 27001 internal auditor course, you will see that internal auditor course is a lengthier course, and it also covers internal auditing techniques, which this foundations course does not cover. This course usually has two main parts, so the lessons and the exam, and I'll show you now how these lessons look like. Okay, I'm showing now this ISO 27000 Foundations course from Advisera. I'll show you the structure of the lessons, but basically you'll see that these lessons are more or less the same as with any other training provider. You will also see here that you can enroll for free for the course, or you can also go for the exam if this is something that you're aiming at. Anyway, when you click the curriculum tab, then you see the structure of the course. So there are 6 modules, and it starts from module 1, introduction. So here you can see what is the standard, the structure, what are the main principles, ISMS, implementing requirements, implementing as a project, documenting the requirements, what are the main benefits, and basically this is it. Module 2, it's about planning. As you will see, this is mainly about clause 4, 5, and 7. Understanding the organization in its context, needs and expectations of interested parties, defining the scope, leadership and commitment, top-level information security policy, roles, responsibilities, authorities, a little bit about objectives, and then the clause number 7, support, about resources, competence, awareness, communication, and documented information. And then module number 3, it's about risk management. This is mainly clause number 6. So risks and opportunities, risk management process, risk identification, also an exercise about risk identification. This is basically an online exercise. Risk analysis and evaluation, information security risk treatment, statement of applicability, risk treatment plan, and this is it. And then module number 4, this is the do implementation phase. So it's mainly around clause 8. It starts actually with formulating risk treatment plan from 6.3 and then goes for the implementation of risk treatment plan, operational planning and control, operating the ISMS, managing outsourcing, controlling changes, risk review. In module 5, you will see check and act phases. This is mainly about clauses 9 and 10. So monitoring, measurement, analysis, evaluation, internal audit, management review, non-conformities, corrective actions, and continual improvement. And then module 6, this is about Annex A, so the security controls. As you can see here, you have people controls, physical controls, a couple of lessons around technological controls, and then finally lessons around organizational controls. And basically this is how this course is structured, and this is an online course. Now you might have a dilemma whether to go for an online course or for a classroom type course. And this really depends on your availability. So if you have a full day to spend on this kind of a course, and also if there is a training provider near you. So if you can spend only, let's say, an hour or 2 each day, and if the training provider is nowhere near you, then it's probably better to go for an online course. Now, when you consider which training provider to choose, basically there are 3 criteria, and these are reputation, quality, and accreditation. Reputation means what kind of reputation does this training provider have? The second one is quality, meaning the clarity by which the training instructor is actually presenting this whole material, if you can really learn from attending this course. And the third one is accreditation. So accreditation basically means that there is a confirmation from an accreditation body if this training provider or if this course is of a highest quality. It doesn't really matter for a foundations course which accreditation body has accredited the course, as long as there is an accreditation. Now, when it comes to preparation, most training providers really do not require anything specific for you to prepare for, but it might be a good idea that you read or watch videos about the basics of the standard, about the clauses that are within the standard, and also about the implementation steps. And in the description below, you'll find links to videos and articles about these topics. Hope this was helpful, and in the description below you'll also find a link to this free ISO 27001 Foundations course by Advisera, and you can actually go through the whole course without any fee, and we charge only if you go for the exam. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and please do subscribe to my YouTube channel not to miss any of my new videos, and I publish these videos every week. Thanks for watching!